But I will say this, and this is the reason why we got to have more conversations about this, because black people got to understand, if you don't own nothing, you can't punish nobody. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So the people that own that shit are punishing him, because you're not going to talk to me crazy, talking about me disrespectfully, and I'm going to keep... All right, here.
I would watch Ragnarok.
It's time to get into the deliberations. That's gonna be our thing, though. We're gonna call them the deliberations.
Okay, all right.
Because I'm tired of this goddamn conversation. All right. But I appreciate it though, because again, we don't hold no bars, B. You know what I'm saying? Damn, I wish I had the computer here, because it'd be a great time to show them niggas the logo. But fuck it. You know,
I got the logo. Throw it on the screen.
Can you throw it? Can we? Nah, it won't show up. It just show up to us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? So in which case, I'll probably drop that shit. But so we had a little think tank. We decided to go back to the drawing board. Okay, go ahead, flash them if it shows up.
Nah, it ain't gonna show up at all.
I'll try to zoom in on it. It may not work.
Okay.
Fuck it. No, fuck it. Fuck it. I'm just gonna drop it over the fucking video. I had a little think tank. Had to go back to the drawing board. We was gonna call this shit "Do Not Overthink This." It was too long. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to DK for saying it, because my wife thought the same thing. She was like, "No, it's just a little long." I was like, "Okay, all right." So what were we thinking here? We came up with some ideas. We decided to go with the Great Deliberators. I think it's gonna be dope. I think it's gonna be fun. You know what I'm saying?
That logo looks dope.
Logo looks ill. I did that shit myself, y'all, on Canva. Shout out to Canva. Sponsor us one day. I appreciate it. But for right now, you know what I'm saying, we still kind of working on shit. We gonna decide how we gonna do the seasons and shit. As of today, you know what I'm saying, Stop the Foolishness is no more. Maybe one day I might talk in totality as to why that is. But we weren't big enough for me to even really like provide niggas explanations. So in which case, if you still been rocking with me, I appreciate it. Tell your friends, tell your family, the Great Deliberators. We definitely gonna no holds bars, have real conversations about real shit.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? And opinionated, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like I've talked about before, the best conversations come from people who have different opinions. If you only got the same opinions, then in which case it makes for boring content. And then, you know, say everybody's just in agreement, and it's just a bunch of niggas, you know, saying sitting around just amping each other up. But with that being said, though, let's go ahead and let's get into these deliberations. So first up, Kanye. So we had the fallout. Before we get into that, though, before we really get to Kanye, I want to stress something here real quick.
Sick and tired of this nigga.
Like a motherfucker. But I want to stress something here real quick. Yeah, dog, money is like, it's not a real concept. Like, it's not real, dog. Like, this man literally went from a billionaire to nothing because he lost the contract with Adidas. That means that no matter what else this man was doing, none of it fucking mattered. It didn't matter his shit with Balenciaga, his shit with Gap, none of that. Literally, the dropping of Adidas. Like, I don't agree with that. So my point here is right, like, none of these people are actually billionaires in the concept that we have created.
No. Some of them are.
No, hold on.
Some of them are.
They don't take any of their money because it would get taxed. None of them actually have $1 billion in the bank. You get what I'm saying?
I don't know about none.
You can't say none of them have an actual $1 billion in the bank.
They don't.
Especially when you're worth like 6, 7, 8, 9 billion. I'm sure you'll be able to find $1 billion somewhere.
The Waltons, I'm sure, have a tangible billion.
I don't know.
Somewhere.
Maybe $1 billion, but that's about it. They ain't got $100 billion in the bank.
But assets is
I will say this,
money though.
I mean, you can say that, but really though, if you lose it, then what do you have? You see what I'm saying? Like, if I came to you here right now, right, and I told you that, right, I don't know, let's take Kanye, right? Like, if you were told that you can only be a billionaire based off of having whatchamacallit, let's say, you know, based off of just certain assets, you know, okay, because I don't want to dwell into this too much, right? But let's just say, you know, so you built this entire empire, right? Like, let's say Kanye, right? You built this entire thing up, right? We know he's got the Adidas deal. We know he got the Gap deal. We know he got the Balenciaga deal. We know he's a billionaire. But to a certain extent, we thought that he at least had at least somewhat of that money in the bank, right? He gets over it was reported that he got over $500 million a year in royalties from just like Adidas alone, right? Mm-hmm. Like, where is that money? Because in one interview, he was all like, the Tucker Carlson interview, I watched about 30 minutes of that. I don't know why. I just for some reason can't seem to watch all these shows. But I watched about 30 minutes of it. And he was all like,
thing. That's crazy.
No, it was with Piers Morgan.
I have. You know what? I didn't. I couldn't even find it interview for some reason.
Yeah, no,
uncensored.
It's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube.
Yeah,
okay.
Pierce Morgan Uncensored. He was talking about how, like, I don't have unlimited resources to do whatever I want, but I got about $120 million in the bank. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, I still gotta remember who it's coming from though. It's coming from Kanye.
Huh?
He just be fucking running his mouth sometimes. So.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like he was being honest in that moment.
I think he might have 120, 100 and some million in the bank. But I wouldn't say that that's it. He could have particular deals. He could have other assets and buildings.
But what's the point of calling these people billionaires if they don't have $1 billion in the bank?
You are asleep, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because if I own this house, when I get done paying for this property, you know what I'm saying? I don't care what you tell me. Even though I don't have $250,000 in the account, I have $250,000 in assets. I'm sitting at $250,000. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you need to look at it. Cash isn't the only way to look at, like, you know what I'm saying, money. I hear you, but I'm saying is let's take like Jeff Bezos and them, right? Does anyone realistically have $200 billion to be able to buy what he has? You get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, these banks are really just over leveraged. How much did Twitter just sell for? How much did Twitter just sell for? Like $44 million. But that was like the worst deal in the history of mankind. $44 billion. Yeah, but that's like the history worst. But again, he shot himself in the foot though. But that's selling off shares to like make that shit happen.
Okay, but listen, this is the thing that I think we're confusing.
That's just a transferring of shares to make that shit happen. Okay, and then leveraging more through banks through the creation of like non-tangible funds.
Okay, but hold on,
that's not real money.
Real quick, I think what you're confusing here is like
I know what it is.
No.
I'm not confusing it. It's just not, to me. It just makes me feel how fragile the system is.
Let me land though.
The system is fragile.
Yeah, but
assets and other tangible, things that you can account for. What's the word? Let's just call them assets.
Yeah,
just assets in general. That to me is money. You can leverage that. You can sell it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you want to do to be able to move forward or make deals or move ahead, progress, whatever. Yeah. So to me, he did lose actual 1.7 billion because that deal is projected numbers, projected units that you're going to get maybe over some time. If you look at a football player in his contract, right? He signs a deal today for, $300 million over 4 years or something like that.
Yeah.
He is, in my opinion, worth $300 million.
Okay. Well, I guess this is my perspective here is that the bigger someone gets, to me, the less, like at our level, it makes perfect sense, right? Like if you own a house worth $220,000, then your net worth is $220,000 because you could put it on the market tomorrow and that motherfucker will probably sell. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the type of shit that we're in. But I'm saying, like, is there a point where we get to where it's no longer any point in even referencing these people's assets because Kanye literally went from a billionaire to no longer a billionaire because of the dropping of a contract.
Yeah, but I think that right there is saying how important it is to project to say how much their assets are, because you pretty much are explaining how much he just lost. You get what I'm saying? If we don't say how much he's worth, then you can't really sit there and say that what he just did was a major L or not. It was.
But he still owns Yeezy the brand though. So I'm saying, like,
who still owns Yeezy the brand?
Does Kanye? Because I don't think
he owns the brand Yeezy. He doesn't own the designs of the shoes.
Okay, that's fine. That's
so
cool.
You get what I'm saying? So none of the future, I guess, whatever they were working with Adidas, but he owns Yeezys, and there's no doubt that like Yeezy is the reason people bought the shoes. It wasn't necessarily the designs. That don't get me wrong, making great designs matters, but really is because Kanye's name was attached to it.
Okay, I really don't think. But you have to remember this though, right? When they do the contract, right? Mm-hmm. So the contract's supposed to end. I think for Adidas, I think it ends in like 26, right? Mm-hmm. He has his Gap contract that's supposed to push out to like to 2030.
Yeah.
From the numbers that have already been done, right, previously, in comparison with the projected numbers by the date of his contract ending, this is what this man is worth.
Yeah.
This is what this man is worth. This is what the contract that he has that is legally binding right now. Okay. This is what he's worth.
Yeah.
This is what we've done in the past. We're comparing that with what we plan to do in the future. This is what the man is worth.
Yeah. Okay.
When you rip all that away, it's to me, it's easy to see how you can lose $1.7 billion.
But I guess
overnight.
I'm still at the point is all like, why call someone a billionaire just because they own an asset, the one that we know they're never going to sell, you know what I'm saying? And it's not actually a tangible thing that they have in the bank.
Okay, how can you say that they're never going to sell it, though? What about a football team?
What about a football team, right? Man. A football team is, an NFL franchise could be worth, $3-4 billion.
Yeah.
Okay. If I own an NFL franchise and I only have $200 million in the bank, but I own this NFL franchise, am I not a billionaire? Do you get what I'm saying? I own
it's a billionaire based off of the way we now see the system.
I get what you're saying.
But I'm saying like I feel like there's
if anything,
I'm no longer impressed by the billionaire status.
I disagree. Hold on, wait, real quick. I disagree with you because it's even more to me. It's even better to own an asset than actual dollars because the market, something can happen to the market, something. Whatever,
I get what
the dollar
saying,
can go up and down in value, whatever the case may be. But this tangible item, this house, this NFL team, this whatever, is always going to be there. Do you know what I'm saying? So you could always sell it. It's always going to have some tangible, importance of actual use.
Yeah.
Whereas dollars, you could wake up tomorrow and the market crashed.
I mean, yeah. Don't get me wrong. I
obviously your asset may be worth,
understand all of that.
A little bit less, but.
What I'm saying here is, and maybe Kanye presents a unique situation because it's not like he actually owned a brick and mortar that was producing any of this. You know what I'm saying? Like we're literally talking about a contract that, you know what I'm saying, he had that was affiliated with a global brand.
But in America, a business has literally the same rights as a human being.
Yeah.
They treat those businesses as a brick and mortar, as a human being. They have laws and that are protected and things of that nature. So to me, that's even better than money.
But I'm saying
what Kanye had was even better than money because he could have increased the value of that by next year. And
I mean, he was because they constantly sell over and over. Know what I'm saying? But again, he still owns the brand Yeezy. So I'm saying, like, would he just
to be real, it's even worse to own the brand Yeezy right now because that brand that brand may never be touched again as far as a product.
But I wouldn't count Kanye out. Not based off of history.
Me and him were having a discussion earlier. I said that maybe the crazy thing is that what Kanye is doing right now may spark a big conversation.
He said that. I don't really see where the huge conversation is. Like, listen, this is my take on it, dog. Since we were kids, right? You learn that your words have consequences.
Yeah.
You can't just say whatever you want.
I don't know. Kanye's been doing it forever. He only got punished now.
Well, and guess what? I mean, sooner or later, you gonna get popped.
Yeah.
I mean, truthfully, right? But again, are we sitting up here saying, right? Because again, I don't want to spend too much time on Kanye here. Are we saying that this man, we're counting him out? That like he's not going to come back from that?
I'm not counting him out. And the reason I'm not going to count him out is because like history has shown. You know what I'm saying? No matter what, like Kanye just is.
He finds a way. He finds a way. So I'm saying, right? Like again, it's this concept of, I guess
to reach the status that he was at, though, bro.
I get it, but like again, like niggas, even in the video where he was talking about how like he had got punished, where he was doing an apology for like disrespecting black people as well, by talking about George Floyd and he said.
But was that really an apology though?
I don't know. See,
because to me, it's not. The comparison.
At the time, it seemed like a humble moment. It seemed like that nigga finally realized that like,
the only reason we're gonna call it a humble moment is because it's Kanye. Nigga, it's not a real apology. I got that. Okay. Let me explain to you why. You're comparing.
Why do you think he apologized? Though?
I know, but I'm saying right.
I just want to know why do you think he apologized?
His pocket.
Because his pocket's getting touched. I just want to
make sure because I did say that if you want to make it consequential for this guy,
you was right because
his money.
Honestly, I didn't think. But again, I think Kanye getting kicked out of sketches and them niggas not even listening to him. I think that shit was what humbled him the most.
I mean, they're owned by a Jewish company.
But he probably didn't know
I think what humbled him is that he lost that Adidas contract, bro.
Huh?
Well, I don't think it was just because he wanted out of the Adidas contract.
Obviously, it was the magnitude of everything.
He wanted the Adidas contract.
The Adidas contract was his blood. That was his lifeline. That was his money.
I think it was everything. I think it was just how everybody just kind of like started pulling. And then there was just like this global, hey, do not fuck with him kind of message
truly got canceled.
that was going out.
Yeah, like the very definition of that shit.
I think that might be like the biggest cancel we've seen in a long time.
That's the biggest cancel
maybe
ever, nigga.
Yeah,
like
maybe ever. Maybe ever.
You seen niggas have
in
to
our
sell
community.
Team. Yeah.
In our community.
But I mean, in
our community.
Charlie fucking, who's the dude that from 2.5 Men?
Old dude got
that dude was still getting work even after.
Old dude got canceled who owned the Clippers pretty bad, quick, swiftly. You had dude,
but he just had to sell the team. I'm pretty sure his business partners ain't.
That's what I'm trying to understand. Like this was like, hey, don't sell this nigga toilet paper. If
this was dropping a nuclear bomb.
That's because
like,
Kanye,
you know
was dropping a nuke on the boy.
But that's only because Kanye is such a public figure.
Like, nigga,
you know what I'm saying? If Kanye was a regular businessman who made those remarks, it would have been just as the same thing as the Clippers owner, whatever the case may be.
I guess maybe, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because I mean, if you own a sports franchise, that has to be also your biggest asset.
Of course.
Well, maybe.
One of, definitely
for sure. Definitely.
And I'm sure he lost business in other avenues because a lot of people just aren't they're just gonna cut ties.
Yeah, but I would say that like if you, let's say Bill Gates came out and said something racist, right? Like how much would that really hurt him? You know what I'm saying?
Microsoft will
it may take a hit, but it was still
the board members will definitely cut him.
I mean, I can see that, but he still owns majority of the shares, right?
He may lose. He may get out with some bread, but he would definitely.
No, I think he sold a lot of his shares.
He would not. He would no longer be.
So who's the majority owner?
I don't know at this point. I don't think it's Bill Gates though. That was the reason why he dropped in as far as some of the like top 3 richest men because he sold a lot of his shares.
Damn, word. I think you should have gave me some. Motherfucker. Hey man, listen, I ain't saying that, you know, something about to pop out, but pay attention though. You know what I'm saying? Because I do not have my gun. All right. Okay, cool. But so again, so now that we're into the deliberations here, so are we saying that Kanye has officially been humbled now? Like he finally understands?
No, he has not been humbled.
So you don't think he's been humbled?
No,
he's not yet. Not yet.
The apology wasn't even an apology.
When
you compare losing a 1.7 billion to having a knee on your neck.
No. Hear me out for a second. I don't think
is that what he did?
He says, I now know what it feels like to have a knee on your neck.
I mean, hold on.
Because of Adidas.
No, but
that's not an apology.
That may not have been the best way to say it, but I mean, he is literally getting fucked left and right though. Like it's the closest you could come to actually like they are literally squeezing this nigga out of everything. When you say
fucked, it's like he didn't have it coming. That's like what I feel like.
I get that, but again, you have to understand that this nigga's godlike complex allowed him to get onto a mic that was going to on a show that he knows gonna get played everywhere and say, I can even say anti-Semitic things and Adidas isn't gonna drop me.
Now what?
Nigga, you telling me that this man hasn't been humbled?
Okay, so let me ask you something. Do you think he deserves what's happening?
I think it is real extreme.
Do you think he deserves what's happening? Because when you say fucked, it sounds like you don't think he deserves what's happening.
Hear me out here for a second.
Because that's what he said.
Whoa. Don't speak for me. I have a whole mic.
Oh, so you don't? So let me ask this.
And whatever conversation that we have outside
do you think he deserves what's happening?
I believe that Adidas definitely should have dropped him. I believe yes, but I am slightly upset that it's now coming because it should have came, you know what I'm saying, when he said the shit about Harriet Tubman and the shit about like slavery was a choice. Yeah. But see, like now the shit's happening. So I guess I'm of the mindset where it's one of those things where it's like I'm good with it happening because I believe it should have been happened. And I'm glad this man is being humbled in the most humbling way possible. But I am upset that like this is what triggered it. But I will say this, and this is the reason why we got to have more conversations about this because black people got to understand if you don't own nothing, you can't punish nobody. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So the people that own that shit are punishing him because you're not going to talk to me crazy, talk about me disrespectfully and I'm
going to keep it real. I think that was the conversation I was talking to him about earlier is I think that what he's about to do is to spark a huge conversation on black people.
Hold on, real quick. Can I ask you something? So do you think he deserves this?
I'm saying yes.
Yeah, okay. So I'm asking him because you have a whole mic in your own opinion. So do you think he deserves this?
I'm saying yes.
I'm really split.
I'm
split because I do think that he deserves a consequence for the things that he was saying.
Yeah.
But I do think that we need to be very careful as a society on how we provide consequences for people for the things that they say, even if I disagree. Yeah. For instance, if somebody is out there racist and does not like black people and they are publicly racist, I think that they should still be allowed to bank with Chase, right? Or bank with Bank of America, or bank with Wells Fargo. Are you serious? No, hold on. Let me land. I'm gonna tell you why. It's because if we're literally a society based on freedom of speech, right? You should be.
And this is a big debate. We can segue into this.
You should be able to say things and not lose the fundamental ability to live in this nation.
You can say whatever you want.
Again, dog.
You're allowed to say whatever you want.
I'm finished, man.
But that doesn't mean that I have to hold your money.
I mean, and that's a valid point as well, because
I'm not. Look, at the end of the day, what is happening obviously is legal. Okay, so it's not like I'm saying that anything is illegal is happening to Kanye. What I'm saying is that I think we should be careful, because if we are doing such things off of what Kanye is doing, then you have to realize then these banks and institutions can start doing things that we may feel like aren't a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody said something, but we're just gonna cancel them out, right? We're just gonna say that they can't do stuff over here, and that's it. Now you're hurting this person's opportunity to put food on their table. Yeah. Now, obviously, what you say could hurt you from putting food on your table. Yeah. Just let it be said businesses that do it. I don't think that it should be systematic, structures like banking systems and things of that nature that are going to come out and say, you know what? Here's your money back. You can no longer bank here. Because now what is that? Now what is your money really worth? You get what I'm saying? I can't. But I get it. Yeah. There needs to be a consequence. These are private, individual, companies, and they can go ahead and cancel whoever they want to cancel. I'm just saying, as people, we should not just be praising it on the sideline, because it could set a dangerous precedent. Yeah. So when I say that somebody who is racist, who can say whatever they want to about black people, whatever the case may be, should still be able to go to Bank of America and cash their checks and have their checks, direct deposited. They should. Yeah. I don't see a problem with it. Now, should I, as a person who owns, a particular company, allow this person to come and do business at my location? No. But obviously, somebody
owns the bank who feels the same way.
I
just feel like a bank to me is different than a brick and mortar, like mom and pop store.
I'm sorry how you feel. Of that nature. I'm sorry about how you feel,
but they can't keep their money in cash though.
But again,
it's a private institution.
Nothing illegal is happening to Kanye West. Yeah. Okay, so I'm not. Let me say this. And I made this on the last episode. Let's make this very clear for anybody trying to cancel me. On the last episode, I said...
You can't keep worrying about getting canceled.
Fuck that. Fuck that. This nigga lost $1.7 billion. I am not trying to get canceled.
Yeah, we ain't got nothing nowhere near that.
I am not trying to get canceled. Okay. But what I am saying is that...
I'm gonna make a t-shirt that says like this. All he's worried about is please don't cancel me.
Yo, we gotta put that shit up on the But point to that motherfucker.
No, but for real,
please don't cancel me.
I said on the last episode that Kanye West is a piece of shit. Yeah. And that George Floyd's family should sue him for every single dollar, every single cent and I hope they win. Yeah. Meaning that I hope that he deserved the consequence for everything that he said. I think that we are maybe skirting the line.
There's some fundamental things.
Yeah, that some things that maybe we should not.
I'm sorry. I highly disagree.
All right, so let me ask you this though.
That's what I'm saying for everybody that went and ran in the Capitol, right? Because of their views or whatever the case. Every single all the banks decided, hey, we're going to drop them as customers.
We should bury them alive. And when I'm saying them alive.
Nope.
Bro,
we should bury them alive.
Again, I'm not saying that.
Again,
I'm talking about not even put them to sleep.
We talked about this, y'all. I told you niggas are either here or ain't here.
I'm right here.
Can't be here.
We should bury the motherfuckers alive.
You either gotta be here or here, not nowhere in between, bro. That gray area, that shit don't exist. You know what I'm saying? All right, so give your opinion on it. Why do you think that people shouldn't have any fundamental rights? Because I'm leaning more towards
fundamental rights. I'm not saying that you should have fundamental rights. I'm saying if you want to give fundamental rights to everybody, dog. Right? I own JP Morgan.
Well,
right?
I'm saying not fundamental rights, but I guess
stupid shit. And I'm not just
fundamental living things that you need to survive. You know what I'm saying?
This is the reality, right? You saying fundamental rights, but they're not fundamental rights.
But not
your fundamental rights
I hear what you're saying.
Hey, you can breathe. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You can you know what I'm saying? You can venture to where you need to venture, whatever. Like fundamental rights are pretty fucking little.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? this is my thing. Kanye West didn't get like, it wasn't like someone just put out a gun and shot him. This was a very slow fucking burn.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was very slow. Though.
Years in the making.
Right?
Yeah.
And even with just this particular scandal, even with like this particular like negative press tour that he decided that he was finna go die on, this cross that he was finna die on.
Yeah.
It was slow. Right? And people kept like, hey, slow down, chill out. Mm-hmm. Hey, walk that back.
He's trying to hear it.
Hey, apologize.
He's alienating
Hey,
people.
stop. Hey, go take a nap.
But Kanye ain't all the way here.
But again, all I'm saying is
we're beyond caring.
It wasn't a gut reaction to one thing he said.
Okay. I feel you.
It wasn't a gut reaction. What it was he dared you not to fuck with him.
Yeah, that's wild. That's real.
He dared you. He dared you to.
I think that's what did him in though. I really do.
And what I'm trying to tell y'all is that because Kanye dared them to do something and went out and did whatever, I'm telling you, it is setting a dangerous precedent for said parties involved. For said parties involved to then go and start pulling those levers to get him removed.
I hear what he's saying though. He's saying it's just that like. We can't allow.
Today is Kanye. Tomorrow can be we don't know.
Yeah, exactly. It's like if you give the government more power, right? Like, sure, it starts off small, but right, if we seen what happened when George W. Bush signed a little NSA thing, right? Like they was just listening to regular people fucking phone calls. They wouldn't just listen for trigger words anymore.
Okay, let me mind you, I'm saying this as a black man, where banks were doing things back in the day that were putting us at a disadvantage. Banks still do things today that are putting us at a disadvantage. Let me ask you. So
but hold on.
Look, man. Kanye West fucked up. And Kanye West truthfully deserves everything that is happening to him. He deserves it. Because at the end of the day, you do not get on any kind of platform with the voice that he has and start spewing stupid shit and talking about Jewish communities and so on. Me as a black man, I would not sit up here and start talking about Jewish communities. Mm-hmm. We know that these Jewish communities own a lot of shit.
You know what I'm saying? But hold on, I would even say to further his point, even people that came out with like the alt-right and like all that shit, even they skirt a line, bro. They just flat out come out and say
exactly.
So that's to your point.
Exactly though. But they know that there's a consequence for shit that they say, though.
But that's what I'm saying. I mean, to your point, not necessarily his.
What about the dude who owns something Wars?
InfoWars, Alex Jones.
Right? Yeah, Alex Jones.
This nigga was just, I mean, I've seen so many clips of this guy.
Some wild shit, bro.
The most outlandish shit. School shootings, calling it the far left planting this and
he got $4 billion.
Do I think that Chase should say, hey, here's your money. We don't want to do business with you? I think it's a dangerous precedent.
No,
you know what I'm saying? And I disagree with the guy.
Difference between Alex Jones and Kanye West, right? Kanye West is cemented.
Alex Jones is more dangerous than Kanye West.
Okay, but let me give you the difference. Kanye West is cemented in mainstream media, right? As far as the products and the companies that he's aligned with. Yeah. Alex Jones is on the outside of that.
Okay.
He's in the fucking the super fucking conservative. I don't even want to call it conservative because
I don't know if
you shouldn't call it conservative.
Like he's a fucking alien with his views and shit, right?
I don't know if he even has any
I would
major
not call that conservative.
But that's what I'm saying.
The far right.
He's an outlier.
Alt-right.
He's an outlier and he lives in that fucking world. Mm-hmm. He lives in that world, right?
Yeah.
He gets all his money comes from like the little stupid ass little
My Pillows
and My Pillows and like pills and shit that he endorses and like literal like actual donations straight to him. To Alex,
it's kind of like a cult.
Alex Jones, InfoWars, whatever shit, right? So like he's an outlier, right? And he's cultivated that and he knows his position. That's where he lives.
Yeah.
That's where he lives. He's Kanye West, my dude.
So you're saying nobody would even do business with him? You know what I'm saying? Like he can't get canceled.
Do you see Alex Jones
a lot of people
anywhere?
don't do business.
Yeah, that's true.
Listen, do you see Alex Jones on your Spotify shit? Do you see him on Apple Music?
We are not in disagreement right here because I'm not talking about the companies not doing business with Kanye West. I'm talking about banking institutions.
Yeah.
Systematic, fundamental institutions.
That should be fundamental to anyone.
That should stay out of you know what I'm saying, the public sphere on what people are doing.
Okay,
now, unless you're being charged with some type of, they are literally treating Kanye like a fucking terrorist. And what I'm saying is you got to be careful.
But what if it is? You can argue that.
What if it is
he is a fucking terrorist?
I mean, yeah,
no, bro, he is not
that's
a
extreme.
terrorist.
That's
you
extreme,
gotta see, and that's what I'm talking
that's
about.
Extreme.
Because if you,
I'm gonna tell you why. Let me explain to you why.
Hold on.
Because people bring rhetoric. People use rhetoric. Rhetoric is the cornerstone of terrorism.
That's a valid point.
Rhetoric is what births hate.
That's a valid point.
You know, because I don't know any better.
Look,
right now, I don't know any better.
That's not.
But when I soak up your rhetoric, dog, now I got this tingly feeling when I see that fucking Asian lady at the Chinese restaurant.
Yeah, but shouldn't we all be held accountable for our own decisions?
Bro, thank you. Because that's what's happening. No, it is not.
Bro, people are being held accountable.
What we are doing.
He's upset that JP Morgan is pulling that money. I mean, it's giving his money back.
What we are doing, what we are doing right now, at least from what you're saying, is that we are allowing ourselves to keep moving the goalposts, right? Yeah. Today's rhetoric, if you were saying these things 20 years ago, it wouldn't have been that big of a deal. There wasn't the platform, and people believed, actually, more people probably believed worse 20, 30, 40 years ago. But because the internet is where it is now, we're talking about rhetoric. Rhetoric is what comes along with being on a platform where all public views, ideas, and words can be spread on this platform. There's going to be a lot of things that are bullshit. All right, Kanye West is not CNN. You know what I'm saying? Instagram is not CNN. I'm being very serious. We gotta be careful, because if you don't, what's gonna happen is that you're allowing what somebody posts, your opinion, whatever the case may be, if it's not factual or based on fact, you're done. Gotcha. You're out of here.
But hold on, wait, before you go, isn't that possible though as well that banks are just trying to protect their brand as well, right? Because it's at all possible that the Jewish community or people that ain't fucking with Kanye may say, yo, they may put public pressure on JP Morgan, so they just getting out in front of it, right? Hey, yo, y'all still doing business with Kanye. I'm withdrawing my money. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. First and foremost, I think that is a bullshit excuse, because I think there's a lot of individuals, a lot of white men who have probably said some things, people on the alt-right who have probably said some things, who are still doing business with Bank of America, Chase, Wells Fargo, whatever. All right. So for me, if that's what Chase wants to, if Chase still does business and that's what the Jewish community come out, started saying things, all Chase has to do is protect themselves, is that they may disagree with individuals who hold an account, who are customers of whatever, but they are not going to get in the business of, policing what individuals say or whatever the case may be, because people have freedom of speech. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
They went out of their way to remove Kanye West. They didn't need to do that. You know what I'm saying? Now, do they have the right to?
But nobody has to do anything. Balenciaga doesn't have to cut ties. Adam Wintour doesn't have to cut ties.
I'm not cheating. I'm not putting Balenciaga. I'm not putting Balenciaga, CAA, Adidas, and all of them in the same group as I would Chase Bank.
But something is wrong. Something is wrong. You don't have a clear understanding of what a private institution is.
Okay, but hold on.
Listen, there is not a bank that the federal government just has out there that we can go open up an account and go do things with. You know what I'm saying? So you have to go to a Chase, a Bank of America,
I hear
that
you,
nature.
But at the same time, though, because hear me out here, I don't know too many places that still don't take like cards. I mean, like cash and shit, right? So the unfortunate part is just that, again, banks are merely just how can I put it, an efficient way to transfer funds. It's not a necessity.
Thank you.
Okay, so listen. Okay, look. If you are intent on spewing hate, hold on, right? Hold on, real quick. If you are intent on spewing hate, this is what you should do. Let me give you a couple things you should do.
All right, man.
Go open you a trust, right? Then go open another trust, and then open another trust, right? Then you can go spew all the hate you want. Your money will just be funneled 3 different ways. Maybe they'll never figure out that it's your money. Maybe they'll never figure out your money. If you are intent on spewing hate, right? And I really don't have a good understanding. I know JP Morgan is a private institution, but I'm pretty sure there are state-run fucking banks. I'm pretty sure like
I don't know.
There's some you can go use. Maybe. I'm pretty sure you can go use like some kind of federal credit union or some shit that doesn't have the same kind of morality clause and shit that these private institutions have.
See if there's any federal credit unions. I don't know. You might be onto something. I've never even bothered to look into that shit or even think about it. But to both of y'all's point here, because I'm gonna touch on each one. I do feel like, again, that is the how can I put it? I don't know if we can necessarily say that we shouldn't be allowing this to happen, because again, at the end of the day, these are private institutions. You know what I'm saying? I don't really think there's nothing we can do about it to begin with. You know what I'm saying? They're definitely flexing their muscle. That's the point here.
As they should.
Look, as they should. I'm gonna say this. A lot of these banks and so on and so forth, they are owned.
The JP Morgan shit is wild.
They are run by what I believe to be probably Jewish community, people in the Jewish community.
Hey man, look. Let me make this clear. I ain't got nothing to do with what this man is talking about right now.
No, I'm not saying.
No, that's cool. It's cool. I'm just saying. I'm just not.
I'm not saying anything. You making you.
Whoever owns these companies owns the company.
I'm not saying anything.
More power to them.
No. What I'm gonna say is that if he offended somebody probably who owns this company because they are Jewish, to me that is a personal matter. And what I will say,
they have every right to be offended,
and I think that's okay. What I'm saying is that for instance, I'm in the home health business, right?
Yeah.
If I go do an admission for somebody and I go in there and they have a Holocaust on their wall, whatever the case may be, I'm not going to go and send a message to the state and say, oh, I am not admitting this client because of whatever.
But it's your right to though.
Look, man, I did not interrupt you. If you are working at a hospital right now, all right, privately owned hospital, and somebody comes in and they have a swastika on their arm, okay, you as a nurse, a doctor, whoever, still have to practice on said individual.
That's true.
If you are getting in the business, if you are getting in the business of certain things like
Hippocratic oath.
If you are getting the business of certain things, like probably in the banking institution, things like if you want to be a police officer, healthcare, things of that nature, your personal opinions no longer matter when you are doing business with certain individuals. Yeah. Now, if the federal government were to come in, the FBI comes in and says, "Hey, this person is on our terrorist watch list. Okay, we are. These are the reasons why." You know what I'm saying? And they decide at that point to cancel somebody or to drop somebody, whatever the case may be. That is understandable. But what I'm saying is that we need to be careful.
I think that's even more of a dangerous precedent, though.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think I identify the problem, though. I think the problem here is that you're putting banks in the same category as you're putting police and hospitals. I think that's where the problem is.
I think it's because they have a lot of power. And because they have a lot of power, we need to be able to say that, okay,
hold on,
them getting their feelings hurt should not result in we're just going to drop said person.
I think that would be.
I
would think that'd be optimal, but I do think that, like, one, to a certain extent, though, because to touch on Vincent's point, I do think this is like one of the most rarest and unique situations we've ever seen, because we're talking about like a decade worth of like people really thinking he should have been canceled. Right? It literally took him getting onto a camera and saying, "I can say anti-Semitic shit." And it wasn't just like he's saying Adidas. I mean, he was basically saying nobody can do anything about it. Like, that's essentially what he was saying.
He was daring them.
Yeah, but I'm saying, right,
again, like, it wasn't like immediate. Like, it was a slow burn.
I don't even think he was daring them. I do think that, like, he literally thought because he made so much money for Adidas that they would never do it. Like, I honestly believe that he was on that godlike complex type shit. So I do think we're talking about a unique situation. But to your point, I do agree that, like, yo, it's almost like it's almost a mute point to even talk about it, because it's not like we could, I guess public pressure to a certain extent may stop it, you know what I'm saying? But we are so influenced by emotions, you being one of them, you know what I'm saying? That, like, when this happened to Kanye, the people that want it to happen are full steam ahead with it happening. And every time something else happens to Kanye, it's being celebrated, you know what I'm saying? If we were more just functional, not swayed by emotion, but more logical, you know what I'm saying? Then I think that you could make an argument that more people would listen to. But that ain't how most people are. Most people are swayed by emotions. You know what I'm saying? So in which case, everyone on Twitter that wants this shit to happen,
like, I'm gonna put it this way,
is like happy about it.
InfoWars existed, right? Yeah. I didn't need a disclaimer on InfoWars to say that this guy, what he's spewing is true, is true or not true.
Yeah.
Nor would I sit up here and say that, you know what, this guy needs to be, every bank needs to drop him. We need to put this man on the street. Yeah. Like, bro, if he wants to get out there and spew bullshit, let him spew bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not a problem to me. If Kanye wants to come out here and spew bullshit or whatever the case may be, then let it be that the businesses, you know what I'm saying, not the banks, drop him. And those are the consequences. Okay, you got this $400 million. It's just sitting in the account and nobody wants to do business with you.
Yeah.
But when banks start dropping you and all you got now is just cash, you know, inside your mattress because you can't put it nowhere because of comments that you made, but you're not, you know, being charged with anything criminal. Yeah. You're not doing whatever. Then that to me is where we are sparking an issue.
I hear you. I'm just saying is, I don't think that it's...
And I've never seen this happen before. And if somebody has, please, you know...
No, never.
I've just never seen something like this happen to a human, you know, to an actual person.
Never to this
extent. Off of some words.
But who has been as polarizing as a figure? I'm talking next to maybe Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? Like as
Donald Trump was getting business.
Yeah.
Getting business. And that's what's crazy to me because he, to me, was spewing some anti-Semitic shit. And he was... He was getting money.
Right protection, right complexion for the right protection, dog. I'm just
being fair across the board.
I'm just saying.
Hey man, y'all listen. Y'all can try to compare Kanye to whoever y'all want to compare him to.
So it ain't the same like Donald Trump.
No, it's not the same as Donald Trump.
Man.
Donald Trump was not coming out here and literally saying Jews and Jewish people.
If I'm gonna be honest with you, Donald Trump is actually more dangerous.
Bro, did you not see some of the shit that he was saying?
I was seeing what he said, dog. He did not say Jews and Jewish people. He did not talk about how Jews had their necks on on people's neck, had their knees on people's necks for generations and and controlling the fucking world and secret societies. He didn't do all that. Okay. And
Donald Trump did talk about secret societies. He did talk about secret societies.
Show me where he talked about secret societies.
He talked about how the voting was fake. That they, i.e., secret societies, people that we cannot go and touch.
They is his number one pronoun. He uses they for everything.
Okay, i.e., secret society. If you're somebody who's listening to him, you're going to assume who is who.
Okay, listen.
The secret society. The people that he cannot just come out and say. Okay. I.e., the rhetoric is false. Okay. They named him one of the most false.
He definitely calls it January 6th.
Listen, you cannot compare what Donald Trump had.
Donald Trump was he caused the whole insurrection though.
His rhetoric was
Donald Trump is his own piece of shit.
But he caused the whole insurrection, bro.
Donald Trump is his own piece of shit.
He almost overthrew the government.
I mean, talking about though, but you're trying to say we can't compare it to Kanye. And he caused the whole insurrection.
I'm trying to tell you why you can't compare him to Kanye, right? It's not just because of what the stuff he said. It's where they live. Kanye lives in the mainstream. He lives in the mainstream. Donald Trump is an outlier. Where do you see? What endorsements do you see for Donald Trump?
Donald Trump ain't an outlier.
What endorsements do I see for Donald Trump?
Show me the endorsement for Donald Trump.
Donald Trump is
My Pillow. Fox News.
Pillow he's an outlier.
Fox News.
Fox News is an outlier.
BJ, what you're calling outliers has a big mass
majority.
Kanye West was on Fox News. Kanye West was on Fox News.
Do we? Okay.
Hold on. Wait, talking about here's the thing though. But people still doing business with Donald Trump though.
Like who?
I'm saying his business partner.
Like I'm saying, as far as mainstream.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I cannot
like
sit up here. But see, we're not even talking about mainstream.
Yeah.
Kanye has lost all mainstream, all secondary stream, tertiary stream.
What's secondary stream?
All of them.
What's secondary stream?
Kanye is dead.
I'm saying, name any. No one's no longer doing business with Kanye.
But listen, this is the thing. Nobody of that caliber is doing business with Donald Trump.
Okay, I get what you.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Donald Trump is an outlier. He does not live in the same place that Kanye was living.
But people still choosing to stay like in his hotels and shit. Like the people that stay in any property or go play golf at any of like.
I'm gonna tell you right now. The reason why I disagree with this nigga is because I'm pretty sure that Donald Trump still is able to bank with some of these major banking institutions.
And I agree.
I'm pretty sure. And Kanye West is still able to bank with some. You think he has $500 million sitting in his mattress? JP Morgan only returned $150 million. That wasn't his main bank, obviously.
I don't know. Did any JP Morgan or any of these banking institutions come out?
Do you think Donald Trump has money with JP Morgan? I can guarantee you he don't.
I don't know if you can guarantee that.
I can guarantee you he does not bank with JP Morgan.
I don't know if you can guarantee that. I don't know if you can guarantee that. Yeah. I don't know if you can guarantee that, bro. But
to your point, they may not know it's him though. He may have it through
in 3 different trusts. Yeah. Who knows? But what I will say is that I do think that Donald Trump was let off a lot more easier than what I see Kanye West going through.
Absolutely.
And with that being said, I think that Donald Trump.
Let me make this real clear, man. Fuck Donald Trump. Fuck Kanye West.
We're in agreement there, dog. Like we're not disagreeing with you.
No. It definitely sounds like disagreement. It definitely sounds like disagreement. We're disagreeing. Kanye West should get his fucking balls pulled through his mouth for the stupid shit he's been doing, dog. And I'm not just talking about the Jewish shit. I'm like the reason why I'm so upset, dog, is because listen, the time he becomes humble. Right, and to me, it's not even really humble. The time he becomes humble is when after the Jewish rants and he gets slapped with almost $2 billion worth of his net worth gone. Now all of a sudden,
I hear you, dog.
My nigga, slavery was a choice. The white man, the straight white man is the most oppressed human being on the planet.
Dog. Because allow me to be a voice of reason here for a second. You cannot allow your emotions because you hate him to allow
my nigga, but you don't. It's not that I hate. I've never hated Kanye West.
But again, where do we draw? I know,
but I've always felt like he said dumb shit.
I get you,
BJ, and we are not. That's the thing. I don't think anybody at this table is disagreeing with you. We all agree that Kanye is a piece of shit. Please, everybody out there.
Who doesn't know that?
Believe that Kanye is a piece of shit.
That ass.
You know what I'm saying? Now, am I split on the consequences that he is going through? I.e., maybe through the banks.
It's a bit extreme, though.
I'm looking at it like, man,
one bank decided not to fuck with him. I don't understand this. Like this, you act like it's a precedent.
When that bank did that, when that bank did that, it started the fucking,
JP Morgan was the first
of
you know
just
what I'm saying?
Snowball effect.
They were one
what
of
I'm saying is that for the bank,
first what?
And honestly,
that's
for
what
the bank,
his little tour.
No, sir.
How did we find out? Yeah. Did the bank say it publicly?
No,
I don't know. It was a report, obviously.
Oh, did the bank come out and do it?
No, I saw the JP Morgan and shit before the Balenciaga shit.
Listen, Balenciaga was the first thing to cut ties with him.
So
JP Morgan, listen, matter of fact, I want to say JP Morgan came after CAA decided to drop him.
Okay,
his talent agency.
Okay, well, see, I saw the reports different. I saw the JP Morgan one before I even saw the Balenciaga one. It seemed like all this shit happened in 2 to 3 days anyway, so who knows who did what first. The point here is regardless of the way in which it was done, what we are trying to say here is just that, do we allow this extremism of canceling to occur when it can set a issue in the future where it's just open sesame, or just it's the wild, wild west on whatever, you know what I'm saying? Anything can happen to anyone. And I agree with DK to a certain extent. I'm saying there should be a line that's drawn necessarily to say like, yo, all right, this shit has gone too far. Whether that be, I don't know, legally, by legal binding or whatever, or if it's just, just in general, we hold them as a society. So like, yo, y'all niggas doing the most right now. Y'all got to calm down. You know what I'm saying?
Look, October 6th, 2022, Adidas partnership goes under official review. Yeah. Right? October 7th through 9th, Instagram and Twitter lock his accounts out.
Yeah.
Then Chase Bank closes Ye's accounts, right?
What day?
Listen, they even said, after Ye's disturbing string of posted tweets, JP Morgan Chase decided to close his accounts with the firm, including his Yeezy branded merchandise accounts. In a letter shared on Twitter by his conspirator Owens, the bank statement reads, "We are sending this letter to confirm our recent discussion that JP..."
Hold on, wait. Who was before that though?
Adidas put his shit.
But that's what I'm saying. JP Morgan was the first. They were the first to actually cancel him. That's what I'm trying to tell you, bro. They were the first. That's what sent him on the little tour thing. That's what I mean when I was watching the Piers Morgan shit. That's what he was talking about.
And it's a big deal. Look, man, and I don't know. Maybe I'm just tripping, but I find it to be a big deal for a bank to come and drop you. You know what I'm saying? And there not be something consequential like charges, like. You know what I'm saying? We were just talking about Bill Cosby. Do we know if Chase dropped Bill Cosby for what he did? Do you know if Chase dropped R. Kelly as a customer for what he did? It's just one of those things where, like, look, I get it. Yeah. I get it. He offended some people, and he should get all the tomatoes thrown at him.
This is almost $2 billion that we're talking about. They didn't make this decision lightly, bro.
Adidas did.
I don't think any of them did. I don't think Chase even did it.
Chase returned almost $2 billion.
No, it was $2 billion.
It's $1.5 billion.
Oh, I thought it was like
1.6 almost.
Word?
Yes, it's Kanye's personal accounts and all of his Yeezy branded merchandise payments. Like the incoming shit we're talking about.
How did you get that back though? Did they just probably cut him a check?
No, yeah, they just wrote him a check. And that's literally like giving you cash.
But then, damn, so if no bank accepts that check.
So bro, do you get what I'm saying?
Are we gonna believe that no bank is going to accept that check?
I mean, I get you, but I'm just saying though. But what if they didn't?
We're not living in a world of what if, my nigga. We're living in a world where J.P. Morgan decided.
But we also don't have no proof that anyone's accepted it though. We have no proof that anyone has accepted it.
My nigga, he would have spoke on it.
But you're hitting me with a what if because you're saying
he would have spoke on it. Kanye West would have spoke on it.
We don't know. Kanye is in turmoil right now. He don't have nothing. He got nothing to do but apologize.
I'm gonna tell you right now. There probably are going to be some banks that can't.
I mean, I'm sure someone will.
No, but I'm saying
arguing with that nigga.
There's probably going to be some banks that literally probably cannot accept that kind of bread. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just depending on how they're structured, how small they are, things of that nature. We can't just take on an influx of that kind of bread, you know what I'm saying, without taking maybe a potential hit. Yeah. I just look, man, I just think we're in a dangerous area or dangerous arena when we have banks, you know what I'm saying, pulling accounts, you know what I'm saying, for things that Kanye did. Now, what I do think that Kanye did is unfathomable. He should, you know what I'm saying, go through all the shit that he's going through, but I just do not believe that the bank should have had the power to be like, all right, you know what, here's your money, we're done doing business with you. Because I look at a bank as an institution that is, you know what I'm saying, I take more seriously like I would a hospital, or I look at other things. I don't look at a bank like I look at McDonald's. Like, you get what I'm saying? Yeah. I just cannot get my mind around the fact that shit went down.
I mean, I hear you, but
JP Morgan cuts ties with conservative Missouri group. Listen, it's not. They have a code of conduct. They have a code of conduct.
Now we know that they found a legal way to do it. Like that's not. That's not up for.
We're not saying that.
That's not up for debate.
Do it. Goldman Sachs and J.P. Morgan pull business out of Russia. It's not. This is not like.
It's not the first time that happened.
No, it's not the first time it's happened.
Okay, all right. We're just saying that. I'm in agreement with DK to saying that, yo, I'm just saying the extremism of where this is occurring to where even this ran into a bank seems a bit wild. That seems like an overreach of.
It's just, you know what? I'll put it this way. It is something that we have not seen in our lifetime. Can we agree to that?
No, I can't agree.
No. I'm
talking to one person, nigga.
Listen, bro. Damn. Can you name like
another person
without you getting on Google? Can you name someone that you can just truly recall? Okay, but listen,
just because Kanye West is the only person that I've heard does not mean it doesn't happen.
Okay, and
that doesn't mean it. You can't.
Yeah, mind you, I just said all I said was that maybe because I have not witnessed something like this in my lifetime.
Well, that's exactly what it is. As a lawyer, you know what your job is to do before you go and argue anything. You go and look precedent up. You go and do research. Look, you look for precedent. You don't make an argument because you've never witnessed it before. No. You go and look for precedent.
All right, my bad. I wasn't trying to, you know what I'm saying, argue. I was trying to make the point that.
Look, man, the point here is I'm saying, me personally, I think it's gone way further than where it ever needed to. I think Adidas alone was enough to like get the point across. Now that doesn't mean that every other business can't drop him. You know what I'm saying? But
no, I think Balenciaga, CA, I think all them niggas should have dropped him.
Yeah, but I'm saying like shit is like every day it's like somebody else is saying that they ain't doing business with this nigga. And that's wild.
Niggas in high school he hadn't talked to in 30 years.
But you gotta understand, I'm no longer friends with him. But Raph, the reason why it's happening is because he's not having a moment of self-reflection.
And that's the issue. I
got you.
I think his apology
that's why it's like everybody's like, damn. It's because we've never had anyone with enough nuts. Or not, let me not even call it nuts. It's just stupid enough or sick enough, maybe. Because because you know what I'm saying. The opinion of some people is this nigga is sick. That we never had anyone sick enough to triple, quadruple down on your shitty statements, bro.
I got you. I feel you. I'm again. I said I didn't want to take too long on this shit. We done talked on the shit.
Yeah, this is Kanye West part 2, apparently.
But again, man, it's just like.
Man just takes over any conversation.
Yeah. Me personally, I feel like it's gone a little too far. Like, I feel like it's gone extreme when banks pull up and say, you know what? We just gonna go ahead and find this man account and then just cancel that shit. That shit seems a bit extreme to me. Yeah. They had to go personally find this man account. They had to look his information up and cancel that shit. It wasn't like they could just go to a file, you know what I'm saying? Or like they had a partnership and like now this shit is damaging to their brand. I don't think people even knew who the fuck Kanye banked with for them to even do that. You know what I'm saying?
Let me make a correction. It wasn't that they returned $1.5 billion. He's doing like a little bit over $1.5 billion worth of revenue yearly with them.
So was JP Morgan the transactor in?
Yeah, like they're the ones that process the payments, and all this. So when like when you're buying the Yeezy and shit, the money ends up at JP Morgan.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so they basically just cancel almost like a contract, maybe. I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying
it's not a contract. They're saying, hey, look, we don't want this business. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, if we go take great Deliberators business to fucking Bank of America or whatever, and
so it is an account. They were taking
for whatever, some crazy shit, and they just like, hey, look,
wasn't an account
that would never happen.
Yeah, yeah. That's
well, I don't know. Knowing some of these opinions, I don't know. It might happen.
No.
Dog.
All right. What time is it? Damn, it's going on 10. Anyway, all right. So
somebody at Bank of America could be a Black Panther fan. You never know.
Somebody's gonna say real quick, I don't like black people. It's gonna happen.
And I'm gonna see if anybody can cancel this shit. Anyway, all right. So let's segue into the whole free speech shit, right? Because the bigger thing now on Twitter is Elon Musk just bought Twitter. Worst deal ever. No need to even talk about that. But my point here is though, because getting back to what DK says, I already know how you feel, Vince. I don't even know why we would even have this conversation now. Like, should these Instagram, Twitter, should they be allowed to censor free speech if it's a fundamental right?
Excuse me, real quick. How do you censor free speech?
They kick people off of the platforms.
No. Sir. Your speech is not free on my platform.
Yeah.
So I'm not censoring your free speech. You can go walk outside and say whatever the fuck you want.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You can go write that shit down on a piece of paper, whatever the fuck you want. That's free speech.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But you can't come to my platform and think you have free speech.
Okay.
It don't work like that.
Then who gets to decide what gets to be said and what doesn't though?
Whoever the fuck's platform it is. That's who's going to decide.
So you saying it's okay. So it's okay for certain people to be able to say whatever. So it's okay for whoever platform to be able to censor.
Facts.
What people
Let me
say.
give you an example, right? Because I understand everybody's thinking about like Twitter, Instagram. All right, let's bring it back real small, right? Okay. So my brother watches this Philadelphia Eagles dude, right? He goes to the game, he watches the games, all type of shit, whatever.
Lord Brunson.
Okay, he has forums, like people like chat shitting on or whatever, right? And he has moderators, right? If you come in the chat talking about Cowboys fan or
no, you can talk about Cowboys fan, but if you come in disrespectful, like
if you say
fuck the
anything
Eagles,
disrespectful about Eagles or we're gonna beat the Eagles or whatever the fuck you were doing, right?
Yeah.
Or you're trolling, mainly.
Guess what happens? He pops your top. Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here? Okay.
You know why?
And he'll do it live.
Do you know why though? Because it's his platform.
Okay.
You can't come in there just saying whatever the fuck you want.
I got you.
You come in here with some respect.
Yeah.
But and you adhere to these rules.
But hear me out here though. Because although you saying that they aren't censoring free speech, You essentially are, right? Because like if free speech is a fundamental right, if it is saying that, like,
and mind you, how they were kind of founded upon, you know what I'm saying, these platforms like Twitter, things of that nature, was to just, hey, everybody come over here and talk freely. It's a public platform. I'm
saying an unalienable right.
Sir,
hold on. No. Hear me.
It's not a public platform.
Hold on. I hear you, but I'm saying an unalienable right. Okay. Should you be restricted from being on the platform based off of what you say, though?
Sir, you do not have an unalienable right. It is not written in our Declaration of Independence, or our Bill of Rights,
that you
right?
Can go to Twitter
that we can go on fucking Twitter and say whatever the fuck we want.
Okay, got you.
The Bill of Rights does not know what the fuck Twitter is.
I got you.
I think that, again, and I'm sorry, y'all, because I really want to be able to give yes or no answers, but I think that this one is another yes and a no. I think that that Twitter and Facebook and so on and so forth should have the ability to censor what is being said, because what you don't want.
I don't think so.
What you don't want. Hold on. What you don't
crazy
want,
boy.
I want to know.
Crazy boy.
You don't want some type of terrorist group to start trying to, grow legs on your platform.
But they're gonna find ways to do it regardless.
But you're not harder.
But you're not gonna do it.
Make it hard.
Can't make it harder.
You are making it hard.
You're not gonna do it on.
They don't read direct messages.
You're not gonna do it on a platform. You're not gonna do it on a platform that is making trillions, of dollars and has the most individuals on it. Like, you may have to go to one of these small bullshit platforms which is probably gonna have other alt-right or alt-left individuals on there spewing their information. Do it there. But you cannot do it on Twitter. You cannot do it on Instagram. You cannot do it. That one I agree with.
Okay.
But what I do think is that the language that you are censoring, I think that a white person can go on Twitter and use the N-word 100 times and not be kicked off, right? I don't think that a person should go on Twitter talking about maybe doing something similar to a Sandy Hook situation.
I got you.
Okay. So that to me is where I would, where you should draw the
violence.
Line. But violence, that can cause harm or whatever. But if you're just, if I'm getting on there and I'm just, not me, but somebody who looks like me is going on there talking whatever nonsense, InfoWars kind of deal, or whatever the case may be, or Donald Trump kind of language, you should be able to do that, right? You are not CNN. You are not, you are not MSNBC.
Yeah.
But
okay.
Do you know what he just did?
What?
He just created the bylaws for his own platform.
Okay.
That's his own.
The question was.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But listen,
would I, right?
Yeah, right.
The question was, would I?
Yeah. And so what I'm saying is if those are the guidelines that you want to like operate in,
I hear you.
You have every right to go find a platform that operates in that space, or you go build one, right?
Yeah.
You can't really be upset, right, that a platform that was built that had these rules to begin with.
Yeah.
I don't know if they had the rules to begin with.
Either way, at the end of the day, because they got so big and they decided to have these rules or whatever, you can't really be upset and accuse them of censoring free speech. The whole idea of free speech is, are you going to get locked up for your speech? Yeah. No, you're not going to get locked up for your speech.
Okay.
Right? I'm not censoring your speech. Listen, if someone wants to listen to you, you find a way.
You can go on a sidewalk. And
you could go find a way for them to listen to you. Now, what you're not going to do is make me your amplifier. I don't have to be your amplifier for whatever the reason is. You know what I'm saying? Man, I don't like your blue shirt. Blue shirts don't get to fucking talk on my shit.
I got you.
If you wear a blue shirt, you're fucking dead on my platform. I just want you to know that. Whatever the reason is, I don't have to amplify your sound, dog. So if they choose to, hey, listen, if you're spreading misinformation, if you're saying any kind of terroristic threats, if you're saying anything that they deem to be hateful or disingenuous, then guess what? We get to silence you. I don't feel like that is censoring free speech.
Okay, I hear you. I guess the only reason why I asked this is because I don't think they should, right? Because I like to know where a nigga is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think that like they should be out here like not allowing me to know who like ain't racist. Like, I want to know.
If you want to be racist, you want to be racist, man. Yeah, come on.
I feel like no, nigga, flex that shit because I need to know like who you is, nigga.
I remember when Donald. I remember when Donald.
I don't want to have to walk to the sidewalk to know that nigga racist. I want to be able to log on to Twitter and find out instantly.
I get that.
Oh, this nigga racist.
But you want to know what the problem with that is?
Whenever Donald Trump was getting his juice, he saw all the cars around here. We know Donald Trump flags.
Yeah, hard.
Just bigger than the American flags. 2024. They had, you would have people in their, low-key racist vibes.
Yeah.
I was cool with it. As a matter of fact, I respect it.
I want to know.
I think that you should be able to put it on your chest and wear it proudly. No problem. I don't want you to feel like you're being censored or you don't have to.
Yeah. Do you want to know what the problem is with you not like being able to moderate the shit that people are saying, or let me not say not being able, but choosing the option to not moderate?
You can be held liable.
No. It's not even that. It is, you have people, right, that are not strong-minded, right? You may not know it. You may not realize it because we're surrounded by, like, we surround ourselves by strong-willed people, right?
But a lot of us are that way.
He's right. There are a lot of weak-minded people.
But Raph, listen, you have to understand, I'm talking about these people are so malleable, like, it's not funny. They are so malleable, my dude. Like, listen.
A lot of people are like that, though.
If you immerse
90% of people.
If you immerse them in hateful rhetoric, right? And they for some reason identify themselves in this rhetoric, all of a sudden now, this is their new identity.
Okay.
Because that's what they do. They just adopt identities. They just think like, hey, oh no, this is right. This is right. This is right. And now before you know it, now they're spewing out Candace Owens talking points.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
I mean, I hear you.
So you have to.
I do hear you, man.
So you have to moderate.
I got you.
I don't think you have to.
I don't think you have to, though.
You have to moderate the shit so that listen. So these negative messages, these hateful messages, don't reach the masses, bro. If I can scroll on TikTok and all of a sudden I can go to fucking skinhead TikTok. Or fucking neo-Nazi TikTok, my nigga.
Well, why you there to begin with?
Yeah.
My nigga.
Something led you there to begin with, bro.
No. What I'm saying is, nigga, there's been times where I ended up in lesbian TikTok. I'm not no fucking lesbian. I liked how a couple of these women looked, and all of a sudden, I'm in that shit. I'm all the way in lesbian TikTok, my nigga.
But again, you would have to like something teetering on that line
to get yourself there.
Yeah, and then you got to keep liking it to see it in your feed, bro.
But you know what?
It's a slippery slope.
This is why I say yes.
I'm gonna give you an example. Hold on, real quick. I'm sorry. Let me land. It's a slippery slope, dog. Let's not censor Kanye, right? Let's not moderate Kanye. Let's keep Kanye at 1,000 with his volume, right? I love Kanye. I grew up on Kanye. Like,
Kanye must be right.
All of a sudden, Candace Owens pops up on my shit. Oh, this was the woman that he was at the fashion show. She's cool. I like her. Like,
yeah.
Oh shit. All of a sudden, now you're getting white supremacy rhetoric all up and down your shit. Okay. Because you liked a couple fucking TikToks with people that you resonate with people that you grew up with people that you like for 100 million other fucking reasons.
Okay, but hear me out for a second, because see, this is where I feel like that's the negative aspect of what you're doing, because essentially what you're saying is just that if people find themselves in a situation where they are censoring certain things because they don't want you to eventually land somewhere within a certain space,
they can control.
Then they are controlling
the information that is coming to you, and that means that you do not have the free will that you think you have to be on a platform and go through certain ideas and travel through it and say, okay, I want to go through this or I don't want to go through that. It's not a no. That is eventually.
There's a misconception that you believe that this platform owes you something.
I'm not. That's not what we're saying. I don't want to
change the discussion. Let's not change the discussion.
That's not the question.
All we're saying is that the way that it is going, the platforms are having more and more control over the information that is going on their platforms.
But this is something that you surrender when you get on their platform.
I got you, but what we're saying is
if they have more control over that information that is going through their platforms, then eventually it could lead to a potential.
No, it does. It does. Research shows
only their information will be run through their platform. And that is a very dangerous place.
And here's my point. It is very much possible, right?
If you're a weak-minded person, then I'm sorry. Get the fuck off the platform. You know what I'm saying? Or you need to grow to have the ability to see some information and say, hey, that is bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. But hold on. But see, here's my issue, certainly, though, because if you ever watched any presidential race or any race, right? Like, we're always split down the middle, right? Mm-hmm. Like, it's always like 49, 51%, 50-50. Well, only we're off by 1 million. Mm-hmm. It is entirely possible that they're using social media to keep us divided.
It's not about entirely. This is actively happening. It's been happening for decades.
But see, you see it as...
But we're going to talk about abortion. Like, we can go as wild as we want to with the abortion topics. Or we can talk about LGBTQ topics and go wild about that. Or we can talk about... But if you want to discuss Jews... Get the fuck off our platform. And that to me is a dangerous place.
It's not.
It's a dangerous place.
Listen, you keep bro.
But hold on.
It's about inclusion, right? The issue is about inclusion, right? When you get to start talking about excluding people and shit like that, that's when it becomes dangerous. I get what you're saying. I 100% understand what you're saying, dog. But what these platforms, what their goal is to do though, is not to exclude anyone. It's not to exclude anyone. If your premise of your identity is about exclusion, they don't want to fuck with you.
I get you, but again, my point here is just that it is entirely possible that they are controlling us through what they allow us to see.
Again, I get that. I understand that, and I believe that it's actually happening.
It's actually happening.
I get that. I understand that, bro. But what I'm saying is you don't have to get on the platform.
I mean, I hear you.
I'm saying go start a blog.
It's very easy. It's very easy to say you don't have to get on the platform.
Like that's not a realistic
when these platforms, see, look, man, it's just like a bank. They're that powerful. They have gotten to the point where if I don't agree with what Chase is doing, or I don't agree with Bank of America is doing, I don't agree with Wells Fargo is doing, I can't just go and start my own bank. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's very easy to say. You have to. You're gonna tend to go along with what societal norms are. Twitter.
You
Instagram
do not have to.
I get what you're saying. You do not have to. Those are outliers. You were talking about outliers before.
It's not. There are people that literally look at what banks invest in and say, you know what? I don't like the shit that you're investing in,
bro.
So I will use a different type of bank.
Let me ask you this. Do you ever go on Google and see what Wells Fargo is investing in?
No.
Do you bank with Wells Fargo, nigga?
Okay,
potentially.
But
do you ever Google what Bank of America is investing in?
It's not about whether or not you do it. The question is it your prerogative? Are you able to do that? Are you able to go do that? Are you able to go research what this company invests in and make the choice to not invest with this business?
You are able. Okay, so if you have that same power, are you able to research information that you're getting from platforms and make a tangible decision on is that true or not?
No. That's not the. See, you're asking the wrong question. The right question would be: I should go research this platform and see are they allowing people to speak their minds no matter what their mind is or not? Because if they're not allowing you to speak the mind the way that you want them to, there's other platforms where you can do that. There's other platforms. Okay. They may not be as developed as Facebook or Twitter or whatever the fuck it is. They may not be as massive as
those
these.
Those platforms are usually more alt-right or alt-left situations.
But that's the thing. And I'm gonna say what you want
you're hurting your argument, because if you go on said platforms, now you're cultivating yourself in a think tank of just said ideas, which is going to create a beast. Whereas if you are on an Instagram, whatever the case may be, you are on a platform that is getting all different type of ideas that could potentially hit you in the face reading a comment where people may say like, hey, what you guys are talking on here is real racist. What you guys are saying on here is bullshit. You go to this other platform, you're not going to have those ideas thrown in your face. You're just going to have people like-minded individuals,
but that's the
more
thing.
extreme individuals.
Listen, if you wanna be on a platform where you're not reading racist comments and shit, then you go to a platform that moderates. If you're fine with being able to see the racist bullshit and say, hey, you know what, I can discern whether or not I'll believe this or believe that or whatever, then you go to the alt-right or whatever the fuck. And all of them are not alt-right. All of them are not, excuse me. It's just, the fact is that these alt-right people go to platforms that are not moderated because
they want to be able to say what
they want to be able to say what they want to say.
I get what you're saying, but my point here is, because this is where like I've been trying to go with it, is just that the issue that I have here is just that it's at all entirely possible that, and not entirely possible, at this point it's a foregone conclusion that they are controlling the way people think by moderating certain things. And so that's an issue within itself, nigga.
Like, for instance, this discussion that we're having with Kanye West and the things that he said and so on and so forth. Oh, you know what's crazy? The platform, you should be able to get in the comments and debate this stuff with other individuals. This is what we're doing right now, debating this topic. We should be able, you know what I'm saying, somebody who's on Kanye's side or somebody who disagrees with Kanye should be able to get on Kanye's post, regardless of how crazy it is, and have that debate in the comments. And that to me is healthy. That is even healthier than saying, hey, you know what, we don't want this topic here.
Yeah, because niggas are going to comment in there.
I'd rather somebody get on a platform and talk about, man, this guy's the N-word and he's saying it on Twitter or saying it on whatever, and let Twitter, let the public people get on that person's ass and get into them comments and let them be the ones to regulate.
Here's the problem with what you're saying. The problem with what you're saying is so much more bullshit comes with it. It's just not just healthy debate under this post. It's so much more bullshit that comes with that, dog.
I don't know.
Man,
like the failure to see that is crazy to me.
Because the moment you post some shit, niggas that are against you comment damn near more than niggas that agree with you.
Listen, and I get that. But see, the thing is articulate your argument, against in a way that is not hateful. You know what I'm saying? In a way that's not gonna get you fucking kicked off that bitch. You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's the only fucking thing you gotta do. If you wanna be able to say the shit that Kanye West is saying, right?
Yeah.
If you wanna be able to spew that shit and post that shit, there are other platforms for you to do it. Man, listen, he's about to buy Parler. I forgot for how much, but he's about to buy Parler.
What is that?
Parler's
it's a platform. It's like Twitter, except it's a bunch of conservatives.
I don't think he's even about to buy it now. Probably can't afford it.
He can still afford it.
I mean, he can, but he can't afford to buy it though. You know what I'm saying? He can, but can he afford to buy it? You know what I'm saying? Until he get like a new Yeezy deal or whatever. Here's my point. Because again, Vince, I hear everything you're saying. I guess my point is I'm trying to say is I don't think they should. I understand they can. I just don't think they should. You know what I'm saying? Because again, my thing here is I don't trust anybody enough to censor anything, because my thing here is what if they are censoring the speech to incite niggas? You know what I'm saying?
What blows my mind though is that, okay, so you don't think they should censor anything, right?
No.
But I'm sure, like, listen, we're recording a podcast, right? And we're putting that on a platform that censors shit.
Okay. Yeah, but we're not. Do
you understand that?
We're not saying.
Yeah, but I'm saying they shouldn't.
Not saying
and we're working towards the goal of monetization, right?
Yeah.
So it's, nigga, you don't want to be on a platform that is just a bunch of like foolishness. You want to be on a platform this is the type of shit that people are looking for. You want to be on a platform of like-minded individuals. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Okay, but again, my point here is just that Actually, I don't know. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. I mean, the platform is the platform. Whatever someone else is doing on their channel, ain't got nothing to do with what I'm doing on my channel.
And that's how I view it. I view it as you got into the business.
Do you want to come to? Do you want to like wake up one day and your fucking comment section is inundated with faggot, nigger, all this other crazy shit?
They do that now.
And if they do, guess what you get to? But hold on. I think that of course, you don't want that. But if it does happen, guess what you get to do on your platform?
Yeah.
You go in there, you start,
you get to moderate.
You start moderating the shit.
You get to moderate.
Yeah, but the platform should not moderate, you know what I'm saying, the information that goes on there. Let people who have their own platforms within your landscape.
But that kind of blows my mind because it's like, why do you get to moderate? But they don't get to moderate.
I'm saying I don't think. Oh, okay, but again, I don't think
that's hypocrisy to me.
It don't get me wrong. It's a little hypocrisy.
It kind of is a little hypocritical, but
it's not a little. It's the definition of it.
Yeah.
Fine.
Okay.
It is hypocrisy, but I think
think you should.
But no, I think that you should be allowed
because you should let people see how these people are that disagree with you.
Well, if you decide to, you should be able to do so. Like you can leave it on there. If you don't, because maybe you have
what's the point? Audience.
But then we're back to
what's the point? Like what's the point?
What's the point of deleting it? You delete it. Nobody knows that like this is what's happening to you.
I'm gonna tell you the point of deleting it. We don't have room for the hateful shit, right? Like, let's not even like.
But hate exists.
I get that. We all know hate exists.
So
everyone knows that hate exists.
What does
so we're not going to be on a platform that allows it to exist, right? If you want to be on a platform that allows it to exist,
so you're talking about like cyberbullying and shit.
I'm saying anything. Like, listen, we're not going to come on my platform, right, and make a video about how fucking stinky black people are. Like, we're not going to do that. I'm not gonna allow that, right?
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna allow you to come in the comments and fucking just rage off about how you fucking hate Mexicans.
I get that.
Like, we just not gonna allow that. You know what I'm saying? So again, that's when moderation comes into play.
But I don't know if that's where it stops.
Listen, again, and I understand your sentiment, bro. I get it.
So I'm saying my purpose is my perspective here is if I knew 100% sure that that's all it was, I'm Gucci, but I can't prove that. But so therefore, I don't want to allow any of it.
History tells us that it won't stop there.
But listen,
that's what I'm saying.
There's always overreach.
3 to 5 years from now, we may be sitting up here talking about like, damn,
we can't even say shit.
Okay, but Raph, this is the issue.
The actual word shit. Like you say shit and they no longer post your video on YouTube, nigga.
Okay, but Raph, this is the issue, right?
Can't say nigga.
If you want to be able to like post what you want and no moderation and people to be able to comment the shit you want or whatever, right? Like there's ways to do that, right? You go create your own site, right? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You make sure you
I keep going back to this. Vince, I'm not. No, but see, I understand your argument.
Okay, but listen, this is the thing is you cannot be upset at how someone else runs their house. Like if you walk up to my doorstep and I say, "Hey, Raph, you gotta take your shoes off," and you're like, "Nah, nigga, I don't take my fucking shoes off." And nigga, you're not coming to my house, brother.
I mean, I'm not upset. I'm critical of it. I'm critical of how they're censoring shit.
Again, you cannot be critical of how I run my house.
Yes, I can. I have an opinion, nigga.
You can't. You can. Listen,
yes, you can. That's called an opinion.
You cannot be critical. It's my house. Just like I cannot be critical of how you run your house.
I think what you're arguing and what we're saying are two different things. We can still have an opinion. I can still walk into your house and have an opinion. Like, damn, I do want to wear my shoes. Doesn't mean that I know the rule to enter your house is to take them off. I'm going to take them off, but it doesn't mean that my opinion does not exist.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
So what I'm saying is this. Are they allowed to kick people off?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. I'm not knocking it. You could go to other platforms. What I'm saying is just simply that my opinion is that they should allow certain content to remain. Now, do I think that you have to be very careful? Again, they're in a tough position because there is things that you need to police, right? There are things that you need to censor. But what I also think is that you need to allow healthy debate on topics that are uncomfortable. And I do think that we're getting to a PC era where too many things that we do not disagree with or are not mainstream ideas, we're gonna ban it.
See, this is the problem. The problem that I have with that is, right, or I'm sure the problem that these major companies have is when you're trying to decide for one, you're trying to decide for the other one, right? So you have to make
a blanket
clear rules. You have to make clear rules, and you have to do your best to hold everybody to that standard.
Yeah.
So I understand what you're saying. Oh, some posts need to be left up so that you can have healthy debate. And
that's what he's saying. I say all posts need to be left up.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
And I'm saying you're crazy. Like you're delusional.
I will say this though. I got you. There are people out there. Trolling is an art, bro.
Do you remember the era of like trolling?
Trolling is an art.
What do you mean?
No. Like listen.
50 sounds like the king of that shit.
And they probably
that's light work compared to what trolling was.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I don't think trolling has only gotten better with the years.
I'm about to say, there's some niggas that are impeccable.
But I think that man, they could troll your ass with gifts.
Nigga, like that ass.
They don't even troll you with words.
Twitter is ruthless, nigga.
But what I will say is that we don't want to become too PC.
Yeah.
If we start becoming too PC, we are going to start, these platforms are going to start becoming useless because you're not going to have people on there having healthy discussions about things that they may disagree on. The topic, the whole reason why we like what we're doing now is that we can come together and disagree on particular topics and in a healthy discussion, talk about it, like barbershop talk. That's what I would hope all these platforms can do as well. Now, certain things that you just have to be careful about, right? I talked about the Sandy Hook kind of ordeals, things that maybe fall under a terrorist umbrella and things of that nature. But when I look at what Kanye did, personally, let it remain. Let it remain up there. And the reason why I say let it remain up there is that it even holds his words accountable. Taking it off is a quick kill for him. And that's it. Banning him doesn't do anything, but in my opinion, ignite more people to say that, man, what he's saying may be true.
Yeah.
It
gives more fodder to what he's doing.
You're talking about having a healthy debate about a post or two or whatever, right?
Yeah.
The reality is we are having a healthy debate and the post is gone. Because the post is not there does not mean that we can't have a healthy debate.
I mean, once it hits the internet, it's always here anyway. So
okay,
yeah.
Again.
No, so I hear you.
But again, so like I said, when you have these platforms,
he's
right?
Still on Instagram, obviously, because that's his Kanye.
No,
they didn't. No, it was a temporary thing. He didn't get banned for life or anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
He just got temporarily locked out, and they deleted those posts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So it's probably like a warning, like, hey.
Yeah, and guess what? He's been adhering to that shit. He hasn't been doing nothing. He hasn't been going crazy and saying none of that crazy shit or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is when you get to the point where you're a platform as big as IG, Twitter, or whatever, and you're trying to like make sure that everyone sticks to the same shit, you got to create a certain set of rules, and you got to make it so that you adhere everyone to it. So I get it. Sometimes you may feel like, they shouldn't have did that or they shouldn't have done that or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, there's no one no one's gonna argue that like he wasn't saying anything anti-Semitic. He definitely said some anti-Semitic shit, and he definitely like tripled down on it, and he got punished for it, right?
Yeah.
Now, I can't allow you to keep up your shit because your shit wasn't like, hey, go fucking kill him or whatever.
But I think that's the only thing they should be censoring. That's all I'm saying.
Violence. Check your phone.
All right, well, I don't know. That's my take on the shit, though. I definitely feel like your platform is like your house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I may not agree that you put your kids to bed at 9 o'clock. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I think they should go to sleep at fucking 8. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But guess what? It's not those ain't my kids. That ain't my house.
I got you. I understand all that. I'm just saying to kind of wrap this up is leaning back into what DK is saying is if we allow them to dictate what they doing, then like I'm just afraid of what else they're doing. And that's all I'm saying. Like, if I just don't think we should be censoring anything, you know what I'm saying, that isn't actual violent outright, like requesting of it.
Go build your own house.
Yeah, I know.
We got it.
We got it, man. God damn.
We got it.
All right, man. So we didn't get into the last topic, but I guess we'll say that for next week because at this point we was about to produce a third episode out of this.
What was the last topic?
Tom Brady and Giselle. Okay, just quick take.
Ooh.
Quick take. We'll debate it next week. Are you on Tom Brady's side or Giselle's?
If my understanding is correct,
based off of the most simple,
if my understanding is correct that she left because he reneged on retiring,
yeah.
Hey, it's for her prerogative. Like she did her part, he didn't do his.
Okay, but are you?
Listen, she did his
bro,
part.
He asked you whose side are you on?
Nigga, are you
I'm
on
saying it was fully in her right to do that. I'm on her side.
Nah, all right.
I'm on her side.
No, listen to me. If we gonna do this, we ain't ever gonna be in the middle, dog.
I'm not in the middle of nothing. I'm on her side.
Okay, got you. Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Team Brady.
Team Brady. All right, I'm on Giselle's side. Okay. We'll discuss this at another time. All right. Till next time, y'all. It's been real. I don't know if we're necessarily gonna post this on because we haven't done the framework and everything else for it. So this probably still gonna run on a shot of rosé, but we're gonna get everything together. Hopefully by the top of the year for sure. But for right now, just know that this shit is called
The Great
Debaters.
Deliberators.
The Great Deliberators.
I almost said the Great Debaters.
Well, at this point, we might as well say the Debaters. But yeah, we're gonna say the Deliberators. All right. Deuce.